We're good to go? Okay, let's do it. Welcome, everybody. Small, minor technical issues there, but we're all squared away. Welcome to Maximizing Your Marketing Impact with Hubspot and Acumatica. I'm really grateful to be here today and to have this opportunity to share on a topic that I'm really excited about. My name is Stephanie McColly. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer and EOS Integrator at Crestwood Associates. We have 30 minutes to spend together today. I plan to use every single second of it, so get your pens, your keyboards ready, and let's get this party started because we are going to do next level marketing stuff today. Now, a little bit about Crestwood as we get into this. We are one of the original Acumatica and acuCONNECT partners in this space. And we're actually a little bit more than an ERP provider in that not only do we offer and provide end-to-end ERP implementation and support, but our in-house team of developers specialize in Acumatica customizations, so much so that we've discovered ways to really amplify the Acumatica ERP experience, and we have our very own line of Acumatica add-ons. So this means not only are we a VAR, but we're also an ISV. So in addition to this, we are also a Microsoft partner who offers cloud hosting, M365, and a whole list of Microsoft solutions, and of course, business applications. And I'm mentioning this today because that's a lot to manage as a marketer. And I'm going to show you how it's quite relevant today as I dive into some strategy and tactics. So about me personally, I wear two hats at Crestwood. This is also going to apply to our discussion today. My first hat is one in marketing. I'm currently focused on really leading and mentoring my, I call marketing tiny team, and building what I also call our marketing machine. Now, I call it our tiny team because I just hired 2 people this year. One of them is full-time, the other one's still a little bit part-time, but that now gives us 3.5 people on the team. We are 3.5 people managing all of these product lines. This team is a really kind of powerhouse of individuals, and we're focused on how to be a successful lean team and how to fully utilize the resources we have available to us. So I could do an entire session on hiring, training, mentoring, and just finding rock star talent for your marketing team. That's a content for an entirely other session, so I'll digress. But on the second hat here, I'm the EOS integrator. So EOS is the entrepreneurial operating system that we use at Crestwood. This is what we run on. It's a business operations methodology to help entrepreneurs achieve the vision they have set out for their business. So I've worked with our leadership group the last 2, almost 3 years to implement EOS into our business. I highly recommend it for other business owners if you're on this call. And if anyone else out there is already running on EOS, please just throw it into the chat and let me know. I love connecting with other integrators in the space. But my job is to work directly with our business owners to translate their vision into our growth strategy for our company, align our teams cross-functionally, and then beat the drum of consistency to drive traction and just results organizationally. This all comes to play today as we get into this agenda. So let's take a look at it. What we're going to focus on today is building your marketing machine by generating clarity on what you're trying to accomplish first. Then we're going to take a look at an example tech stack we use at Crestwood. I'm going to share little insider tips. And then we're going to spend the second half of the call in the weeds of a few handy tips and tricks that you should probably know around a couple different systems. As you know, Acumatica and Hubspot. My intention for this call today is going to be for you to walk away thinking about your marketing machine and have a handful of immediate actions that you can take towards really building a successful marketing program in your organization. Now, I want to help you sharpen your axe. So buckle up and here we go. And in case you haven't noticed, this is going to be a high energy call. I also like these calls to be engaging. So if you would for me, know that the time right now is a really valuable asset and I want to make the most of this. So head into the chat, let me know a little bit about you. Think of this a little bit like a speed dating round. I've told you about myself and I really want to know about you. Before we put the ring on it and get into this session of marketing, tell me your role in your company and tell me what you're looking forward to in this call today. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a peek over to this chat along the way. I have one of my team members, Chloe, here helping out also. I want to make sure I lean in on the areas that matter the most to you, and I'll kind of curate our conversation based on what we're looking for here, just to make sure that I'm getting to the topics that you want most. So this is my favorite topic to get started with. So let's talk about clarity. Now, for the record, I currently live in Austin, Texas, but I moved to Kentucky and raised my children there after high school. And it's also the place of Abraham Lincoln. And it's also where I learned to swing an axe. So I find this quote appropriate in many ways today. But imagine this. You're tasked with chopping down a tree. If your axe is dull, no matter how hard you swing, the job takes far longer. It's going to drain your energy, it's going to leave you frustrated, and it's going to slow your progress. On the other hand, if you take the time to sharpen your axe first, each swing is more effective. It's going to cut deeper into the tree with less effort, and the entire process becomes so much smoother and more efficient. In marketing and business, clarity is your sharp axe. Without it, whether it's alignment on strategy, it's clear roles, it's well-defined goals, your marketing and business efforts are like swinging a dull axe. You expend a lot of energy, but the impact is minimal. But taking the time to sharpen the axe, gaining clarity on your direction, your priorities, and your tools, you're going to work smarter, not harder. And it's going to allow you to cut through the chaos with great precision and purpose. Now, when I was a really young marketer, I learned this lesson the hard way. I was doing a lot of really good stuff, or at least I thought I was. I was coming up with really creative ideas. I was testing out all the new technology. I was chasing down the latest trends that really inspired me that I thought were going to do well for us. But the truth is, I was all over the place. And I was living a little more reactive as a marketer and a business leader, which was not a great service for me, our team, our business, or our clients, to be honest. And so I know some of the people on the call today are likely dealing with the same thing. There's a lot of noise in the world right now, especially in the marketing world, between AI, automation, analytics, ERP, technology in general. It's a whole lot to keep up on. But I learned from the burn with this. And what I learned was that the enemy of the great is oftentimes the good. You can be doing a lot of really good stuff. You can be spending your time on good things. But are they the greatest things that you can invest your focus into to make a crater of an impact? Everyone at the 100-meter start line has the same goal. It's to win, just like businesses. Businesses exist to win. So it's not about the person with the best goal. It's about the person that has the best systems and preparation. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. That's what we're going to talk about today. So the stats here highlight the significant impact that clarity has on marketing success. We're going to start here today. Each stat underscores the tangible benefits of the tactical steps within the framework I'm going to share with you today. So what we're looking at here is a couple things, 3 items here. Clear alignment between marketing and business goals leads to more effective campaigns that dramatically increase revenue. Companies that focus on strategic alignment will achieve significantly better results. Then when you're tracking key metrics and you're using data to guide your decisions, that's going to enhance your ROI, but also your profitability. So data-driven marketing ensures that your efforts are measurable and you're optimizing performance. Then finally, with road mapping and planning, documenting and planning campaigns in advance directly correlates with higher success rates, proving that structured preparation pays off in marketing execution. Planning in advance. Then we get into collaboration across departments. This is one of my big favorites, especially being the integrator at Crestwood. Your marketing team should not be a silo in your organization. Your marketing team should be very interwoven, and maybe you have a marketing team of 1. Whoever that person is, they've got to be interwoven with the rest of the organization. Teams that communicate and work together outperform competitors and avoid common pitfalls that are caused by those siloed effects. I can't stress more the importance of teamwork. Now, with the customer-centric clarity piece of this, what we're seeing is understanding and mapping the customer journey leads to reduced churn, more relevant customer interactions, and driving loyalty and better business outcomes. And then finally, what we're seeing some numbers with, as you kind of look at the screen here, is accountability and transparency. When you're clearly defining your roles, those are going to boost productivity and engagement. That's going to create more focus for your team. Your marketing team's going to be more motivated, and everybody's going to operate more with purpose and clarity. The purpose of throwing these stats up here really is just to demonstrate that investing into clarity through alignment first, planning, collaborating, then creating an accountability method creates the very strong foundation for your marketing machine. Before you get into the technology side of it, before you try to solve it with technology, you have to have clarity on how you're going to reduce inefficiencies and drive really measurable results. Clarity matters here. Now, that said, I've been in marketing business operations long enough to have personally experienced and know all too well both sides of the all too common pain points of marketers and business leaders. And so we'll call this marketing mayhem, as I have here on the screen. So go back over to the chat for me. Tell me, which of these do you know all too well, whether it's your current business or a business that you've worked with before? I'm going to pull my chat over here. But I want to know, what is it that you've experienced? Because we're going to talk about these today, and I'm kind of curious to see out there what everyone else is experiencing. Oh, all of them. Okay, couldn't agree more. Yep. Okay, all right, well, let's get into them. So lack of strategy. Marketers are going to feel like their efforts are misaligned with the overall business strategy, making it very difficult to demonstrate the impact of their work if they don't have the alignment. Now, imagine spending all these hours in workflow automation that we're going to talk about at the second half of this call to only realize that all of your efforts were just useless. Oof, I hate that feeling. Now, let's also talk about this insufficient budget. I can see all the little party emojis happening on the screen right now. This is really typical in marketing. You're dealing with insufficient budgets all the time. It's a frequent expression of frustration, and it limits the ability to really execute ambitious campaigns. So you have to get creative as a marketer. Also, sometimes you're going to have inadequate tools and technologies. We're going to talk about keeping it lean today. Marketers that struggle with outdated or insufficient technology, oftentimes it really hinders the efficiency of data-driven decision-making, which then limits access to data or insights. And the marketing team has a really hard time offering access to comprehensive sales data or marketing data or customer data just to show the effectiveness of these campaigns. I know we're feeling this right now. This is like my nightmares, I guess. But siloed departments is another one. Marketers can feel really disconnected from other departments like sales and customer service or the services team, which makes it really harder to collaborate. And so we need systems that can help us with that. In addition to that, when you have really inconsistent leadership support, teams might face a leadership that doesn't fully understand the value of marketing's contribution, which can really result in fewer resources and diminished importance of the initiatives overall in the company, which then leads to just a difficulty improving ROI. And then really there's these high expectations at this point with really limited staffing, because marketers are frequently expected to produce more content, generate more leads, and increase brand visibility with limitations, right? Can I get the emojis on the screen right now? I see you guys. So all of these, these changing priorities, the underappreciation of creativity, we all feel it. And in these circumstances, marketing teams experience really reduced efficiency, higher stress, frustration, ultimately harming performance and creativity. And this environment breeds burnout, hot topic for me. It also breeds turnover, stagnation, which ultimately impacts the business growth. And so the market competitiveness and customer engagement becomes so important for us. Without addressing these challenges, companies risk alienating their marketing effort and really stifling innovation and progress. So let's move from this. What do we do about it? How do we go from chaos that can oftentimes feel so like the norm to a marketing machine that really delivers? Well, I'm building a marketing machine at Crestwood, and we're integrating it into our company to eliminate our internal silos. And I would say we're eliminating them, but we really don't have them. But we are really maximizing our team's cross-functionality, and we're creating a cohesive team along with our customer journey. And today what we're going to talk about is just a sliver of one of the parts of the marketing machine that we're building, and it's leveraging the technology of Hubspot and Acumatica. So the framework starts with really aligning your efforts to your business strategy, and then ensuring the accountability and continuous optimization through data. Let me say that again. The framework here, when you think about Acumatica and when you think about what you're doing with Hubspot, it's aligning your efforts with your business strategy, and it ends with ensuring accountability and continuous optimization through data. By following each of the pillars, marketing can create a really clear, cohesive plan that avoids just really common pitfalls and drives very impactful results. And so this is where companies get it wrong. This is the focus on the technology as the solution, when the fact is the machine is the solution. We see it a lot of times in ERP. The clients will come to you and say, I need my software to solve this process. Well, the software is not the process. The software streamlines the process, automates it, makes it more efficient, and allows you to measure and track on it. It's the same way with these tools that we're going to talk about today. So creating a really clear marketing mission, this is going to develop a concise statement for your efforts that align your company with what it is that you're working on. It's going to give the marketing team kind of a guiding North Star and help them really evaluate whether each campaign or initiative is contributing to a broader vision. Then we're going to identify the key performance indicators. This is a big one. You don't want to measure the multiple KPIs that you see in marketing. You really just have a couple that are the critical few. Clear metrics create focus, and it really kind of guides decision making and allows marketers to track progress and make adjustments based on real-time data. Then when you talk about this marketing roadmap, you're going to develop a marketing roadmap that outlines these key campaigns and initiatives and timelines. You're going to prioritize these things based on your business impact and the goals that you're going after. This is going to provide visibility into the marketing activities and really ensure that the team is working toward the same objective. Then it's all about communication and cadence. You've got to have a cadence where you're communicating with your sales team and your marketing team. It's a regular communication that builds transparency. You're breaking down silos, and you're ensuring that marketing is aligned with the current priorities of the departments. And I'm going to say this, and a lot of people might get a little uncomfortable. Marketing is a support function for the organization. You are, in fact, serving two clients. You're serving your team, and you're serving your actual clients. And so just remember that you are a function to support. Now, when it comes to the customer journey, you need to collaborate with sales and customer success and map out the entire customer journey from awareness to purchase to loyalty. Identify every touch point, because every single touch point matters. What is the conversation that's being had through the entire customer journey? You're going to start to find ways to optimize in that. This brings clarity to how marketing can support also, and it allows you to just have customer-centric and aligned business outcomes. And then clarity and roles, obviously, you've got to have some accountability here. Somebody needs to own different areas. You need to be clear on who owns it and what is it that they're responsible for achieving. Not just what are they responsible for doing on a daily basis, what is the outcome that role is responsible for. And then make sure you're gathering that cross-department feedback, soliciting feedback so that you can learn more as a marketer and incorporate that into your messaging. And of course, you want to create really clear campaign briefs before starting any campaign. Make sure you're aligned as a team on what it is that you're trying to achieve, the message that you're going to send out, the channels you're going to put it on, the timeline you're going to do it with, and how are you going to track and measure it. Now, leveraging data and insights for decision making is going to be part of building this marketing machine, and there's so many ways to slice and dice it. So let's keep going, and we're going to get into some of that. So let's go back to the basics here for your machine. As we talk about what we're building here, we're looking at, we know that we've got to have clarity on where we're going as a business. We know that this technology is going to help to support it. Well, really, what is it that we're trying to achieve? Just a reminder, you're trying to drive more leads, convert at a higher rate, and build long-lasting relationships with your clients. It's really that simple. Don't overcomplicate it. It's easy to get distracted by the shiny things. Now, if you're like me, you're running a lean team. I'm going to guess you guys can just take it to the chat again here for me. I love the interaction here. If you're running a lean team, you need to focus on needle-moving activities, and you have to leverage technology for streamlined processes, automation, and analytics. So, really put a focus on going back to the basics here. I joke around a lot of times at Crestwood, and I'm like, hey, it's the sexy stuff that's unsexy. It's the basics. It's nothing super out there. It's the stuff that you just get really good at, and you do it well, and it shows up in return. So let's talk about building your ecosystem and your tech stack. So in order to do that, you need to think about scalable and repeatable flows and processes. Then you can plug in your tech stack to get to work while monitoring performance along the way. So a great marketing ecosystem is a well-orchestrated network of tools. It's also going to include maybe some strategies, some processes, and people that work in harmony to achieve the business goals. It goes back to that cross-collaboration with your team. You're going to invest into getting this right, and it will convert you higher leads. Now, when it comes to HubSpot and Acumatica, there are 100 of different types of integrations that can be used here. Maybe you're using a different type of, maybe you're using a Google environment instead of Microsoft. That's okay. I'm going to talk about what Crestwood's doing today. So now remember, I have a tiny team and we're focused on really minimal effective dose to get the most out of our lean team. So our ecosystem at Crestwood is very, very simple. It's this right here. It's HubSpot, it's the Microsoft suite, and it's Acumatica. Now we, and when I say we, I mean our team, our marketing team, our sales development, we do all of our prospecting activities in HubSpot. Then once that activity generates a lead, it automatically syncs over into Acumatica. Acumatica is the CRM where we're managing everything from there on out. When we update those records are going to then sync back to HubSpot to make sure that both systems are interconnected. And when we go to run marketing campaigns to maybe do some upselling or some additional communications, we're making sure that everything that's been taking place with an existing client is coming over from Acumatica, and also any sort of lead activity is coming from Acumatica. So we are syncing Acumatica and HubSpot back and forth using the HubSpot connector. Now, at this point with our day-to-day, we're also working on accounts in Acumatica, and to ease between the different systems, we've integrated our Microsoft ecosystem. This helps us simplify and track our communications. It helps us bring reports together between systems. And from Outlook, we can interact with Acumatica and HubSpot, which keeps records in Acumatica and HubSpot also. In addition, while there are HubSpot and Acumatica dashboards, we like to use tools like Power BI to Frankenstein the reports all together in one place. Because who likes to have to go to all the different screens, all the different platforms to try to find their reports? I do not. Now, if you haven't caught on, we believe in the solutions we provide to our clients. And it's really important that we're sort of tasting our own recipe before we're telling our clients to do this. This is something that helps us to ensure not only are we understanding our client's experience, but we're also living through the exact same experience alongside them. So it's not uncommon that I will hop onto a call with a client or a prospect, and we will actually talk through this tech stack and this ecosystem, because it's really beneficial to understand how all of these work together. So as you're thinking about your tech stack today, what are you using for email marketing? And is it scalable for your business? And then when you're thinking about what you're using for your CRM, how does your team feel about that CRM? Is it working? Is it not? What do you need to start, stop, or change? If you don't have the buy-in from your team, they'll never be excited about it. And you better go find some product champions to help you sell that CRM to the team, because without it, you're not going to be successful. Now, when you start thinking about reporting, how are you reporting on your performance so it's available at your fingertips? How have you designed these systems to work together, and who owns ensuring their upkeep and performance? I have a gal on my team, her name is Kayla. She is in charge of our technology stack behind the scenes, and she keeps it up to date. I know exactly where my leads are. I know exactly what's converting. I've got all my data available to me. I kind of like to call this the Fiji Island dashboard, by the way. So imagine this, you're a business owner on vacation. You can't help yourself. You need to know what the business is doing while you're away, but you're in Fiji and it's beautiful. So who really wants to be doing work? But you just got to know. Well, a strategic business owner has a dashboard accessible with the most important KPIs they're tracking, and they can gauge how their business is performing within 2 minutes. That's all I need, 2 minutes. From there, they're informed and they know what they actually need to place their attention on. And this is called managing by exception. You're not just focused on the trivial mini in this instance. You're only focused on the greatest good that needs your time and attention. So 2 minutes to review a dashboard, 8 minutes to send a couple emails to get things back on track, and you're back to sipping tropical drinks and enjoying the crystal blue water. So how do we get there? Well, you build your tech stack. You want to make a manual data entry the thing of the past by syncing your data between HubSpot and Acumatica. When records are created or updated in either of the app, that information will be automatically shared between each of them. You can also add a filter for any Acumatica CRM field or HubSpot list to sync exactly how you want and nothing that you don't. So here's what you get when you sync these two together. You're going to get a two-way sync. Data is shared between Acumatica CRM and HubSpot in real time. No more waiting for the sync to come through. Default field mappings will allow you to set it up very quickly out of the box, and it's already created for you. And then when you do that, you're going to get historical syncing. Your existing data will sync right away, and any updates along with them when they happen. So just to recap here, everything you have in Acumatica today is going to sync to HubSpot and vice versa. Now, it's important to note that this sync is with the Acumatica CRM, so keep that in mind. Now, out of the box, default mappings make setup really, really simple. We have several attributes and customized fields at Crestwood. An expert tip is, if you have customized fields that you know are going to need to come over, just know that they come from the Acumatica side to HubSpot. You're not going to create customized fields in HubSpot. They need to originate on the Acumatica side. I learned that one the hard way. Learn from my bird. Now, illustrated here is simply how the data shares between the two systems. When we set up our connector at Crestwood, I personally worked with our internal cloud services team and the HubSpot team. I wanted to find out who developed this connector because I wanted to talk with them specifically. We were able to identify some bugs along the way. They very quickly resolved them. And in most instances, it was within minutes or hours in the same day. So our relationship with HubSpot has been fantastic. I highly recommend connecting with the team and making sure you have a solid relationship there, because when you start working through this connector, you want to have a go-to person. Now, there's still a lot more that they can do with this connector. We're giving them a lot of feedback, and what's really neat about it is they're open to the feedback and they're making some of those changes. And so what you're going to see is that you've got a lot of business account mappings that you can map between the systems, a lot of contacts, and a lot of the leads that can also take place. Now, as you bring the power of HubSpot to your inbox, you can get access to all your sales productivity tools like templates and meetings, and you can use HubSpot sidebar in your Outlook to see full-on HubSpot CRM details about your contacts. So if you don't have those two integrated, highly recommend putting that add-in in there for you, and then really investing into the automatic email logging, tracking and email opens and clicks. You can see everything that's going on with your client in there. So that task creation from Outlook also exists. So the benefits here is really improved sales and marketing alignment, centralized communication records, and enhancing email performance tracking, along with several other email management tips and tricks. Now, also with the HubSpot and Outlook integration is landing pages that make it really easy to schedule meetings with the team. It connects to their calendars. For like your sales team member, this is an example here of Sean. He's on our Crestwood products team. You can schedule a time with him at any point with the openings that are available on his calendar, and it tracks it through HubSpot for us and allows us to know when meetings are scheduled, booked, if there are no shows and attended, and we can track those metrics. Now, also here is the Acumatica Outlook, which is if you're using the plugin for Acumatica and Outlook, then you know that you can enter leads from Outlook. So if you're interacting with those leads between HubSpot and Outlook, you can also interact with them between Outlook and Acumatica. You can do everything you need from Outlook. So your email to Acumatica can be recorded. You can automate creation of leads and contacts through this. You can attach emails to existing reports. You can view and update Acumatica records as well. And then you can create new Acumatica activities also. So I highly recommend this add-in as a kind of a level up for you if you're not using it. And then finally here for us on the data analytics side, I have a HubSpot report here and I have the Acumatica dashboard here, just as an example. What we know is that I like one-click solutions, very fast. Let me see my numbers. I need to see it from my phone quickly so I can make decisions and we can keep moving. What we do is we use Power BI to ultimately just bring it together into one area. I'm not sure what you have in your stack, but I highly recommend finding a way to bring all of your reports together in one specific place. Now, I know we're at the end of our time here. It went really fast. So I want to challenge you. It was my intention that when you walk away today, you're thinking about the marketing machine and you have a handful of immediate actions you can take towards building a successful marketing program in your organization. We talked about establishing clarity around vision, creating strategic approach. We got into the weeds of some of the best practices that we're doing at Crestwood. It went really fast. There's so much more I wish I could have shown you, but now it's your time to take this information, transform it into action, and go sharpen your axe, because really the fun starts now. So thank you everyone for attending. I appreciate you hopping in here. Go connect with me on LinkedIn and I can tell you more about dashboards at that point. Thanks for hopping in here, everybody. Have a great one.